see fire.
Fire see fire. Yes, I am Sophie Kinya.
Yeah.
I am a professional fashion designer.
I hope you wamekwambia ni mrembo.
Thank you. Yep, asante. I'm the founder of Sophaya Studio. So it's Sophia. So my name is Sophie. So Sophie and I am.
How do you guys approach sustainability differently from the traditional fashion brands?
Sustainability is more of the production process and the ethos that go behind that process. Like, how do you produce? How are you saving energy when you're producing? And how you're treating the people who are working for you.
Yeah.
It's making them sustainable brands become irrelevant. So I'm sure some people are getting out of the game or shaping up. So you either
shape up
or shape out. Yeah.
Let's talk about scrapology. When I was in school, there was biology, there was anthropology, there was all these pology things.
Yes.
So what's scrapology?
Scrapology, first of all, I like to call myself a wordsmith.
Hey.
Apart from designing,
usanii na kusumbua. Do you have an album?
I am a multidisciplinary artist.
Hey.
Yeah, but hapo kwa words, I like playing with words.
Yeah, wordplay.
A lot, wordplay.
Yeah.
For my projects. And yeah, so scrapology, of course, it's as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
Another way I've played with my word is my Instagram page is sophisticated.
Hey.
Because later Sophie.
Hey.
Yeah, anyway, I digress.
Are you sophisticated?
I think.
As a person?
Yeah, I would like to say I am.
Then there's a great watch here from Waridi. You can check out them at waridieyewear.co.ke. Instagram zao, social media platforms zao zote ni Waridi Eyewear. You can also visit them at Gigiri Box Park. That is where their physical shop is. Get yourself some amazing watches and sunglasses. Na pia kama kuna mpo unaweza mgift manze. Hizi watch kwanza na madem zinakaa fiti mbaya. Shout out to Nairobi Design Week team for according us this opportunity to record the podcasts on their locations and interacting with the designers. These guys are doing an amazing job. Ukiniangalia hivi nimepiga jale moja moto sana, a denim jacket with some kitenge. Nimevalishwa kitenge. Nimebaki tu bibi peke yake na rorani. What's up good people? Mko fresh, mko sawa, mko barida? Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from. This is the MAVAZY Podcast, the one and only fashion podcast in the country. Well, I don't know if there's any other one, but yeah, this is the existing one, audiovisual. So you can always get us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as a picture 254 digital, but on all other platforms it's MAVAZY Podcast. So on Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, Threads, Facebook, you can get us as MAVAZY Podcast. That is where you'll be getting highlights. If there is any event, that is where you'll be getting the posters. Anything that is related to information in regards to MAVAZY Podcast, utakuwa unazipata kwa any social media that you find called MAVAZY Podcast. Shout out to Nairobi Design Week team for according us this opportunity to record the podcasts on their locations and interacting with the designers. These guys are doing an amazing job. Ukiniangalia hivi nimepiga jale moja moto sana, a denim jacket with some kitenge. Nimevalishwa kitenge. Nimebaki tu bibi peke yake na rorasho. Then there's a great watch here from Waridi. You can check out them at waridieyewear.co.ke. Instagram zao, social media platforms zao zote ni Waridi Eyewear. You can also visit them at Gigiri Box Park. That is where their physical shop is. Get yourself some amazing watches and sunglasses. Na pia kama kuna mpo unaweza mgift manze. Hizi watch kwanza na madem zinakaa fiti mbaya. Today we are graced to have an amazing lady doing some amazing job. Ukimwangalia hivi unaweza sema kidogo ni mdogo wa umri, unaweza sema kidogo anafaa rudi shule, lakini mambo ambayo anafanya ni mambo wewe mwenyewe huwezi yafanya. She is Sophie from Sophia, the founder, and is it the CEO or director?
Yeah, creative director
of Sophaya Studios. Kama unataka kitu inaitwa snatched waist. Nasikia siku hizi mnasema snatched waist.
I want to be snatched.
Yeah, if you want some snatched waist, you can always check out Sophia Studios. They have some nice corsets for you guys. So without wasting much time, without introducing a lot that I don't know, that she has to tell us, welcome Sophie Manze to the MAVAZY podcast.
Thank you for having me, Alex. I am Sophie Kinya.
Yeah.
I am a professional fashion designer.
Yes.
Well, first I'm an artist. I like to introduce myself first as an artist.
Musani.
Mi ni msanii, and fashion design is at the center of my art. Yeah, so professionally that's what I did in school. And yeah, I'm the founder of Sophaya Studio. So it's Sophia. So my name is Sophie. So Sophie and Aya, which is a Japanese
Wewe ni
word.
fire si fire.
Fire si fire, yes. Unaweza sema Sophia like ile ya moto, but pia it means beauty, which is what I create with Sophia. Yeah, inapronounsiwa Sophia.
I hope you wamekwambia ni mrembo.
Sophia, thank you. Yep, asante. Yeah. So Sophia Studio is the brand. Hapa you see corsets, but we also make other types of clothes like tops and pants, dresses that are African inspired. Subtly in a global and modern way. And we also infuse art in our pieces. And we are very much particular about the craftsmanship of our work.
All right.
Those are our core pillars. African heritage, craftsmanship, and artistry.
Nice.
Yeah.
So just even before we get to what you do, the craft you do, the pieces that you make.
Yeah.
Where did this brand stem from?
So Sophia Studio was started from my need to create something that's accessible to people. So I used to create artworks. I used to so I combined fashion and photography to create fashion editorials.
You're a photographer too?
I'm not a photographer, but I do creative direct shoots.
Nice.
I also do set design and conceptualizing. Like
we really need to do something after this.
Yeah, let's do that. I work with photographers now to bring the vision to life. So now people loved my artwork, my pieces, because they're like exhibition kind of artwork. But then Sophia was born from that need to make it accessible to their personal wardrobes, something that they can wear severally to occasions and feel and stand out. It's elevated basics that have art in them, not just basic pieces, but pieces that are functional. What
really inspired you starting a fashion brand that is focused on sustainability? And also, what does Sophia stand for, like as a brand?
Yeah, Sophia stands for, as I said, is an artistic brand. So we stand for art. It has to be art. And the craftsmanship and telling our African stories. Every piece starts from a story. It has to start from that, from a story, and then how can we make it beautiful? How can we make it artistic? And also in the process, how can we make it sustainable? So like sustainability to us means how our production goes. So we produce in limited collections, limited numbers, and most of our pieces, actually all of our collections, because of the work that goes into it, now you see the craftsmanship part, they all tie together. Because of all that work, our pieces, we can't produce largely, we can't do mass production. We do a piece on order, so you pre-order. We have the sample pieces and then you just order and we make in your size. It's not custom made per se, because we have patterns for a size. If you say you want a size small, we already have the patterns for that size. You just, only that we don't stock a lot unless we're preparing for a pop-up, then we can stock in limited numbers. And also we don't throw away all our scraps, which is now what actually gave birth to the exhibition that I'm doing at Nairobi Design Week. It was born from all those scraps that the offcuts that we keep from all our collections or personal projects. Also,
So what was really the inspiration? Did you find out that we are littering a lot in our areas? Did you see a lot of waste that could be turned into gold?
Yeah, honestly, when you look at the numbers, when you do, because it's something we have also done in school, like those research papers, you look at the numbers and you see the way, like the large metric tons in which textile waste, like how much textile waste in a tupa, it's quite a lot. You look at those landfills on the internet and you see it's quite a lot. And well, in as much as we need clothes and we have to make clothes, that's why we're in the business. We have to produce clothes. You want to try as much as possible to reduce the amount of waste that you do. So that's quite important for me, not to add more waste, to be conscious, to be conscious of how much waste I am putting out there. So that we save this planet of ours.
Was there a moment that you looked at the fashion industry and you were like, people are used to doing mass production, but I want to get into through a different angle and do slow fashion? And how does that work for you?
I think slow fashion is okay. I wanted to do slow fashion because I appreciate the process more. Let's in as much as it's also like environmentally sustainable, sustainability cuts through different areas. There's the social, there's the environmental. So I wanted to preserve the story and preserve the craftsmanship, and also to, as I said before, to reduce the amount of waste, because you ukiangalia fast fashion, these many fast fashion brands, Shein, and they produce quite a lot, quite like a large number of pieces, but when you look at the pieces, zimestitchwa vibaya, like very poorly, you can't even wear it. So I think by the one time I was quite pissed at these brands. There was a gig I was doing where I was sorting out and taking photos for a Shein. There's a Shein brand that had brought in. There's someone who had bought a lot of Shein stock and they brought it in to Kenya, and they wanted to sell them here in Kenya. So they had hired us to do a product photo shoot for the pieces, to do the stock take, to write like how many pieces were. So, and they were big boxes of pieces. So going through these pieces, unaona like the material is so weak, the stitching. If you open the piece like this at the seams, you can see holes, you can literally see through. And they were bringing them in Kenya under the guise that ni Shein, but it's a big brand. But when you look at the products, they are very poorly done. And I feel that's what people do not appreciate about made in Kenya and handmade brands in Kenya, because they will, so that's because the prices that they were selling those pieces at were quite, it's not very high end. But so if you compare the price of what they were selling and me, if I do the same thing, my price is going to be higher, because I took time.
You're taking your time.
Yeah, I took time to make that piece, to make you a piece that's gonna last you a long time. So I feel that's slow production makes sure that you have quality pieces, and at the same time you're not littering, you're not producing a lot in excess to such that ukishauza, maybe you go to a pop-up or you sell pieces in 1 year na bado stock haijaisha, and you have, you always have to renew after seasons. There's something, you have to create something new to also keep the customers interested in your pieces. So if you produced a lot and you still have stock remaining, then it doesn't make sense. Do your stock itaenda wapi?
That's dead stock.
That's dead stock. So it's good to know, to plan.
So
amount.
So how do you guys approach sustainability differently from the normal the traditional fashion brands as a brand?
So first is I said for me, sustainability is more of the production process and the ethos that go behind that process. Like, how do you produce? How are you saving energy when you're producing? And how are you treating the people who are working for you?
Yeah.
But also apart from that, we are also conscious about the materials that we use, because we want to make something that's going to last you a long time. So, and something that also after umemalizana nayo, it can be biodegradable. So like our wooden beads are biodegradable. Our fabrics, we use mostly cotton for our ready-to-wear collection pieces. We use cotton, and we also use dead stock from factories that they will not use, that has been discarded because of maybe a minor.
Talk to her first.
Yeah.
Hi, you're well?
Yes.
She's the artist behind that.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Hello.
I'm not even a fashion designer. I just like where they're creating.
Yeah. Thank you.
I just come. Sort of like expands my mind for tomorrow.
Okay.
So you combine things that cannot be combined. You can
Exactly.
combine here.
That's the whole point of the project Scrapology, because all these pieces are made from scraps.
Are these like collected from?
No, they're scraps from my studio. That they've been collected for over the past 4 years since I started.
Is this done specifically?
Yeah.
Something that you do?
No, this is a specific collection made for this exhibition. Yeah.
But on a regular basis, she does it.
Yeah, we have other pieces that you can see on the catalog over there. Yeah.
Everything is done this year. Can you define this as a concept?
Yeah, it's a corset. They're all waist corsets. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's a belt that's it's a corset, because you don't have the book part. Yes.
So, how does Sophia approach sustainability differently from other traditional brands, especially those that do mass production, or also those that do slow fashion, but they are not new in the game?
Yeah, I think for us it is more about how we produce, our production model, which is quite limited.
Yeah.
It's also because we are a small brand, but it's also
Are you really small? 4 years in the game?
4 years in the game, but we produce
on a small scale.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, we are still a small scale brand.
Yeah.
We produce in limited collections.
Yeah.
We produce when there is
orders.
Actual need.
Yeah.
From our online marketplaces where we are. So we are at Ahia HQ and Ananse.
Yeah.
When you order from there, we still have to make the piece for you so that we don't have dead stock. Or we make a limited number of pieces per size, maybe 3 per size, per design, to have it so that the business doesn't also lag.
Yeah.
But hapo sasa kwa overproduction is where we don't do that, because also most things are produced in-house.
Yeah.
The other way we approach sustainability is through the materials that we use, materials that can last you a long time, materials that are also biodegradable. So we use organic materials like cotton mostly, and we also use wooden beads that would be biodegradable. We also incorporate sisal, so organically found materials, locally sourced as well. And I would also say there's this thing I wanted to say. Our craftsmanship. Our craftsmanship is also our approach to sustainability. We want to make you something that's going to last you a long time. Something that you will love. You will love first of all, so that you can wear it so many times. You could dispose after wearing just once. Something that's durable and stands the test of time through the stitch work that has been done, through how we attach the beads. It has to be strong. I am quite particular about craftsmanship and finishing. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think and do you think at this point sustainability is becoming more of a necessity than a trend?
Yeah, it's a necessity. As in, there are places you can't sell if your pieces are not sustainable.
Yeah.
And also not just the pieces not being sustainable. I feel like the story and the ethos of your brand, what your brand stands for, is what sells your brand these days.
Yeah.
It's not just the beauty of the pieces.
Yeah.
So yeah, sustainability is not a trend.
Yeah.
I feel it's something that's going to last long.
Yeah.
It's something that's quite relevant and necessary for you as a brand, especially if you're starting, but also not something to use as a buzzword.
Yeah.
Not something to use even if you're not actually implementing. There has to be evidence. Yeah, evidence kwa karatasi. That's unafanya.
Ekelea evidence kwa karatasi. So,
yeah.
And what do you think it means for fashion to be sustainable? Like, what do you think it's doing to the industry? How is it impacting the industry?
First, it's making the unsustainable brands become irrelevant. So I'm sure some people are getting out of the game or shaping up. So you either shape up or shape out. Yeah. And it's making us more conscious. Yeah. It's also making the buyers the buyers now know exactly what they want, especially if you want to sell to a high-end clientele. They know exactly what they want and what they're looking for. They have an aesthetic. And I believe you can do well as a brand if you stand by those ethos of sustainability. It's also like we are catching ourselves now when it comes to producing. We are more conscious about the environment and about the world, the people who work for us, the community, how you're helping the community. Are you creating jobs by sourcing locally? Are you empowering other businesses locally through collaboration or
Okay, and there's something you're speaking a lot about, which is craftsmanship. You're so big on craftsmanship. How is that important behind any fashion brand, not just Sophia?
I feel like the way a piece is made carries, it's like art, so because I come from that background of art, and fashion is art. The way a piece is made, the process. When someone tells you that I made this with 800 hours of hand beading, or like this piece was made from scratch, from how many days, that carries the story of a piece more than, I don't know, it's part of the storytelling. And you can see, especially for the target audience the audience that I'm targeting and the people that I want to sell to, they appreciate this more than just regular basic clothes. They want to know how the piece it was made, what techniques am I using, am I preserving our African heritage and African techniques through these processes.
Okay, and your garments are very timeless, aesthetically. Is that really intentional? It's something just that you find yourself, we've made a piece and it looks timeless?
I think it's intentional. It's intentional for the most part. Sometimes the design process surprises you. But because I created, as I said earlier, I created it inspired by African culture, but also designed in a modern way that can be appreciated by people of today and even people to come in the future. So it's a blend of all these eras. So now you can't pick exactly where is this from, but it represents all these eras.
So, what do you understand by being human?
Being human, I'll relate it to the project that I have on exhibit is being true to yourself, knowing your flaws and accepting them, because that's being, humans are flawed. So for the whole exhibit, it's about me being a hoarder, which is something I have come to terms with, and I know that even after this project, I'll still be holding on to so many pieces. Relating it to the human experience is how we hold on to emotions, hold on to things from the past, thinking that we will be stronger or braver another time to come now and face it. But yeah, so this is like me releasing those emotions and things that I've been holding on for the past 4 years throughout my process. It's composed of projects that failed, other projects that became a success, you know, like especially this piece here.
Waridi.
Not
No,
Waridi, the Pepeo.
Pepeo. Yeah.
Yeah, it has several pieces from projects that failed, and I had to go and buy new materials and redo it. But I've just been keeping them, been keeping it there, thinking that I'll come back to it and see what I can recreate from it. So that's a human experience that I wanted to relay for this project. But I think all in all, to be human is to be you, and true to yourself.
And when you speak of being human, we also have to have the consumer in mind while you're making our crafts. So how does your creative process happen having the consumer in mind?
So for me, this project was an encouragement to people to let go and redo and reinvent. Exactly. Especially creatives. So this I know it's very close to creatives and designers at heart. So those are actually the people that one of the groups of people that I thought about, especially now materiality, now when it comes to the actual material, to an encouragement to creatives to revisit the projects that they have stopped, to reimagine and reinvent from whatever they have in their studios. So when I was creating this project, I said that I will not buy anything new. Well, of course, there are those things that you have to buy, like Uzis, and also some of the metal frames I had to buy. But everything I said for this project,
especially the fabric
and the accessories, the beads and all that, I say to myself that I have to use everything that I have in my studio. I don't want to go and buy new things when I have things in my studio that I can exhaust. So it required a lot of creativity and a lot of trial and error to try and match, like kile kenye kiko ndio lazima iwork.
Lazima iwork.
So nikumbushe.
Kwani uliswim?
No, I didn't swim, but I know people who did it. It was quite sad.
It's really sad actually. It's a sad situation.
It's a sad situation.
And sorry to everyone who lost their loved ones, to everyone who lost their businesses, their cars. Man, chukua tu kura, that is all I can tell you. Chukua kura. So let's talk about scrapology. When I was in school, there was biology, there was anthropology, there was all these polygy things. So what's scrapology?
The scrapology, first of all, I like to call myself a wordsmith. Apart from designing,
usanii na kusumbua. Do you have an album?
I am a multidisciplinary artist. But hapo kwa words, I like playing with words.
Wordplay.
A lot, wordplay for my projects. And so scrapology, of course, it's as easy as it sounds. Another way I've played with my word is my Instagram page is sophisticated. Because naitwa Sophie. Anyway, I digress.
Are you sophisticated?
I think.
As a person?
Yeah, I like to say I am.
Okay.
in what I create, I am sophisticated.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so scrapology is a fun study of scraps that I've collected over the past 4 years.
Yeah.
It was born from me confronting that need to hold on. So I kept these pieces knowing that I will come back to them to do something in the future. I didn't know what. But then last year at around June, I got that idea of why don't I make corsets, because corsets, they're just different panels. You know, what makes a corset is the structure, the stitches that are visible on top. So you can create it with very small patterns. Yeah, so it made sense because scraps, they come in small pieces. Some of them are even as small as this book. Yeah. Others were big, like half a meter, but half a meter, like 10 inches by 10 inches or 20 inches by 20 inches. Yeah. So I thought I could make, the best thing to make is corsets, and I had already made so many corsets for myself. So I was familiar with the process, and I like them. I like corsets basically. So yeah, so then I thought then the best project is to do a limited series of 3D sculptural corsets that are very detailed and very artistic.
So someone would ask, why only corsets in this project? Didn't you think like there's other fits that can be made from scraps and still look outstanding?
I do think there are other pieces, but I wanted to do the most unique thing.
Yeah.
It was also a challenge to myself because I've seen many people do tote bags. I didn't want it to be something the normal or the basic. I wanted to do something sculptural and design, haute couture actually. Yeah, because for me, if I wanted to add a fourth core value to the brand, it will be boldness, because that's how the pieces are. So I wanted something big, something with a lot of detail, a lot of craftsmanship. So these pieces have been hand beaded for hours. That has shidangu ni sikuwa na hesabu the amount of hours, but I know for sure I have worked on some pieces for more than 4 days continuously. Yeah.
So I've realized that all your pieces that are in this design week for this special edition, the Scrapology, have different names. First, is it something that you do with all your products, even when you're not going for an exhibition or a pop-up market, or it's just for this edition that you've decided to give all the pieces names?
I name all the pieces because I feel like it gives the piece character. Ni kama mtu. And then some of the names I give them are quite literal, others are metaphorical ama nini. So kama hii, it's miraba. Because it's made of different squares. That is pepeo. I like
butterflies.
Like a butterfly, the way it looks like. The bow, it looks like a butterfly's wing. And then it's also made of so many colors and so many patterns, just like how butterflies look. They're quite beautiful. So, and also like playing with Swahili names and African names to give it that Afro feel.
And are there stories behind these namings, or it's just what we are seeing? For example, the Miraba, like, is there a specific story behind Miraba?
No, it's more literal. For this collection, the names are more literal than is it philosophical? Philosophical. They're more literal, more than deep. Because it's a cohesive collection. The story is cohesive. It's one and the same for all of them. It's a combination of different memories, different stories of the clients. The clients that have made dresses for, like ile waridi, the corset is made of a fabric that I made an introduction it's actually a funny story.
Yeah.
Because a friend of mine, I made her, she told me she wants a dress for introduction. Like she wants to go to the not a Rora show per se.
Introduction to the parents.
Meeting the parents. Yeah. So we got that fabric. It's a brocade and it's quite fancy. Me kwa picture we agreed the same. It was a voluminous dress. She came and wore the dress and was like, "Wah, this nita shine sana." like she will look too fancy. She absolutely loved the dress, but then it's not the first impression she wanted to make to the parents
for the function.
For that particular event. So we had to make another dress. So
and
you see,
did she pick that dress?
Yeah, she picked it. She picked it and she loves it. So it's something, you see, that's a story that has gone into that piece.
Yes.
The flowers are made from a fabric that I made now to another lady who was going to Friends Rora show as a guest.
Yeah.
And we tried something with that fabric, the fabric that has made the flowers.
Yes.
And the sisal that you will see on this piece. So it was those two, the fabric that made the flowers and the sisal.
Yeah.
So these pieces are combinations of stories.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what scraps are. Hadi ukiona msanii ametengeneza something that amecollect different pieces from the community ama from trash.
Yeah.
I value those pieces more because they hold stories of different people. They were zilikuwa separate, but now they have come together to create a cohesive and intentional story. So there's no specific story particularly per piece, but there's one that's the design of it is literal, the one that has the two hearts called Upendo, that has two hearts on
I saw it somewhere.
the green one that has two hearts that look like they are bleeding into each other or pulling into each other. So that piece is called Upendo, and it's like a literal expression of pulling at my heartstrings, which is love, hiyo mvutano ama hiyo upendo. Pia if you want to make it deep, it's like these hearts are bleeding into each other. It could also be a toxic relationship. A toxic relationship,
which ni mingi siku hizi.
Tell me.
Tutaongea nyuma ya tent.
But there's no particular story about each and every corset. I want the story to be broad for the whole collection. It was an artistic expression. It was me trying to see, so niko na hizi scraps zote. Sasa what do I do? I had to sit down and match. By the way, I was helped by my best friend and a fashion designer called Alex Paul.
Shout out to Alex. My namesake.
By the way, so Alex was my assistant designer, and he actually worked on the bow piece, and so we sat with him and sorted. We've done this sorting like 2-3 times. Sorted the scraps, matched zenye zitafanana hivyo.
Good job
To me and Alex, and also to my cousin Beryl now, who helped with the setup and all that.
So how do you feel wearing that corset?
I feel royal, I feel elegant. Kwanza hii inaitwa taji, which means which is royal.
Royalty.
Like, okay, crown, taji relates to royalty. I named it that because it just looks like that because of the color. It's such a rich green color, and the gold beads, the pendant, which was once a discarded necklace, a vintage necklace that I got from a client. Nilifanyia wardrobe review. Akasema hataki it, and I was like, give it to me. I'll look for something to do with it, and that was like 3 years ago, and I still had it. Sasa ndio ishapata place ya kuweka, and I know it's a real vintage because the lady she was a collector.
Nice.
So
and when you're making such pieces, how do you vision, or what do you expect anyone who wears them to feel?
I want them to feel bold, to know that they command the room when they walk in. I mean, ukiona hizi pieces zenyewe like you're gonna be someone who turns eyes, so I want them to feel bold. They are already bold, they're just enhancing their appearance and the command that they have in a room. I feel like the person who buys my pieces, they are already confident, they're already bold, and that's why they are attracted to this kind of pieces.
So this is a limited edition meant for this specific exhibition. So do we expect more of this in the market, or how long do we expect this to last in terms of market presence?
So first of all, these are one-of-one pieces. There can never be another one that looks
ni moja
like
moja
this.
tu.
Ni moja moja.
Hakuna miraba ingine kama.
Hakuna miraba ingine.
So hii ikienda ndio ingine anataka.
Hata kama kutakuwa na miraba ingine, haitakuwa miraba
exact
ya brown because it's scraps. It's what's there. I'm not controlling the materials. I have minimal control of the materials.
But if I want the design, I'll get it.
Yeah, the design you can get it. We obviously try to tweak it, but I really want the pieces to be a one-of-one. Ukiwa nayo unajua you're the only person with that piece. But what I'll do, because I want scrapology to be like a long ongoing project, I will now rethink. There will be a scrapology 2, scrapology 3, because I'm always going to be making, I'm always going to be creating, so I will have scraps. And I know I'll keep them because that's my human behavior. So, I'm a hoarder. Nitazieka and so I'll renew, maybe do something else that's not corset.
So do you have a specific timelines maybe when you'll be releasing the scrapology series?
Maybe at
because this one has taken 4 years.
No, it hasn't taken 4 years.
The collection.
The collection of those scraps has taken 4 years. Yes.
Yeah. So
but acha nikwambia hata hazijaisha. Actually, I feel like ni kama ziliongezeka after doing the sorting. So the scraps are still there. So there's still room to make more. And I also want now to collaborate with other designers and creatives. Even artists whose scrap materials is not just fabric, could be anything, hadi metal, tire, anything. I want to collaborate with artists to expand this project beyond fashion to be bigger.
So talking about collaboration, do you think it's high time we change this game in terms of we are used to the normal to the traditional runways to showcase our materials, exhibitions like these ones, pop-up markets maybe. Do you think it's high time now we change the game in how we showcase our products in terms, let's say for example, move more to digital spaces, have maybe a collaboration of videographers, photographers, makeup artists, designers come and do a project together, give it a theme, give it a name, market it, push it, just like how an exhibition would be pushed, just like how a runway would be pushed.
Yeah, I feel there's room for collaboration. There will always be room for collaboration. And it's best to, like, all these things, they are important, especially videography. You want to tell stories, you want to like create a fashion film. I feel like that's a place where Kenyan designers and videographers can collaborate in, create a fashion film that's quite editorial and aesthetic. It's not a matter of about selling, it's just a matter of telling the stories, the story about a community who created the pieces or manini. But so there is room for collaboration. But I also feel like, because I love art, and me, kama kuna kitu wana enjoy is an art exhibition, walking through a gallery, the museum. So I feel one thing we can do, because it has not been done in Kenya sana, is have more fashion exhibitions. You see, like Met Museum, and you win a host Met Gala. If we had something like that, where fashion is seen as art, not just as functional clothing, si ya kuficha uchi pekee, actually it's to stand out as art, and it's valued even higher than normal clothing because of the value and the story that the piece carries. That's what I'd love to see more, which we have started to do. If I come and plug, I have done 2 exhibitions, in November, and one that's currently ongoing at Hyatt with an art director called Mirna Van Vardien and Sena Art Gallery. Quite impactful ladies in the art scene who are now trying to incorporate fashion as an art rather than just a necessity, like a
basic need.
Rather than a basic need, equal an art. So that's what we are trying to do by curating exhibitions that incorporate both art, painted artwork, sculpted artwork, and fashion artwork.
So every business has its own challenge, and every trade has its own challenge. What are some of the challenges do you feel you guys go through trying to create a fashion brand in Kenya, especially a sustainable brand, an outstanding brand, a brand that is trying to get out of the norm and doing unique things?
It is trying to convince Kenyans that this piece is actually worth it, and you should invest in it. I saw this video at the beginning of the year, some lady saying, this year let's see Kenyan designers doing more, creating
I think I saw that lady. She was running a lot. Alikuwa anasema watu wanashikanisha tu vitenge maline.
But I'm like, do you imagine we actually have great designers in this country who are doing creative pieces?
And I think I actually saw that video and I was like, now this is the high time we need to tell the stories.
So na uko kwa comment section not walikuanga, these people are there, these designers are there, but Kenyans themselves are the ones who want the basic pieces. They want the flowy dresses, they want I don't want to name brand names, but they want the basic pieces,
the body cons.
They're not really
they're not really more into art. They're more into trends.
And then they want designers to start making Nigerian dresses like Giles na nini, but they don't understand that that's not our culture. That's not really our style. But we have Kenyans who are creating designs zenye haziko
very unique.
They
are not even in any part of the world.
And they have that African story. So I feel like one of the challenges is convincing people about our work. You'll see, yes, people will like it, they'll say wow, it's beautiful, but then the investing part is there. Hapa ndio kuna tashwishi kidogo. Another part is hatuna like the support financially, because trust me, starting a fashion brand requires a lot of money, especially if you want to target a higher audience. The way you want to position your brand, it requires money to do photo shoots, to do social media ads, to do a limited production run, to buy these materials. So the financial support, like from institutions and government, is very limited. We have organizations that are trying, but they also don't have a big capacity to support many of us. I think that's it.
And talking about the consumer, do you think the Kenyan consumer is getting more aware of what they wear?
Right now. Because in my opinion, the process is slow. Because even most of the people who buy Kenyan brands, most of them are not even Kenyans, or they're like Kenyans who have been exposed to this kind of events na nini. But ile ndani Kenya hawajui kabisa, they're not aware of these needs. So we actually need a lot of collaborations to bring these pieces to the front of
So
another thing, I think there's quite a disparity between I don't want to bash anyone who is doing their job and trying to make money, but there's quite a disparity between luxury brands in Kenya and the normal
clothing
small scale brands. Like utapata the cost of something uku chini ama even with brands like me is quite low compared to uko juu. So that's why some people say that Kenyan brands are too expensive, because there are brands that are too expensive for the Kenyan consumer, not for if you're targeting an outside audience, yes, but Kenyan consumers ziko out of reach for them. So kuna disparity.
And fashion is something that is spiritual and cultural.
Yes.
Especially in our African culture, fashion is very is something that is very noticeable.
Yeah.
From how people used to wear jewelry, from how kings used to dress on those robes and gold. Are you at any point ever thought of fusing our African culture from maybe the past to now the modern culture where things are modern, yes, but it's still African culture?
Yeah, that's what I do. Like from what I told you about us incorporating the African heritage. So beads in the traditional African community used to like denote your rank or status in the society. They were forms of transaction, like they used to be used as money. They also were used spiritually, like through za kuomba nini, even cowrie shells, which I have also worked with. Sisal was used to make dresses for those traditional chants, even nini. So yeah, that's how we incorporate it in terms of materiality, using materials that were divine. You know,
and with that makes you have to reconnect with the culture. So how do you make sure that you're up to date when it comes to our African culture? If there's any change, you have to get to know about it, so that you don't make something that will feel like it's out of touch.
You have to really read about it and research, so that you don't misappropriate someone's culture. So that's why I don't really like go specifically into this culture in the same way. I am working with this collection has been inspired by the Kikuyu culture. I like to call it like the broader African inspiration. But I did do a collaboration with my Shabainistria, the brand, and most of the pieces were inspired by the Adinkra symbols from the Akan tribe West Africa. In Ghana, West Africa, and I really had to research about it. I really had to read about it, and then also credit them. You have to give the story. Usikuje useme umetoa hii kitu kwa hii tribe, but you have not acknowledged that this is their story. So you have to do that.
How do you think culture is important to fashion, and how do you think we can keep it alive, just not just from showing it in our pieces, but making sure we pass it down to generations to come? Because one thing I feel there's a disparity between us and our African culture is our parents never saw the urge to pass it down to us, and it's something that is really affecting us when we want to express ourselves culturally.
Culture is quite important because it's who we are, and it's what makes us. And I'm actually quite happy because the Gen Z, the generation right now, are more interested in learning about their culture than actually learning about saizi. We're more interested in going back to our roots. So it's quite important. It's how we preserve it, because African culture has been eroded because we don't have like the knowledge on our African culture is quite limited than other cultures like the Europeans nanini. And they have when they colonized us, they took most of our culture. They eroded what they didn't like, and what they liked, what they saw as art, wakachukua, wakaiba, wakapeleka kwao.
And they even patent it.
And they patent it. Unapata imewekwa kwa a museum. Something that was made by a Kikuyu man here in Kenya is an artifact
in UK.
In the UK, we like, how does this happen, and how did we allow it to happen?
And as we conclude, we are getting a trend where young designers are getting to the game, and it's not just young designers, it's people who have gone to school to study this. How do you think this is so important for the game?
I think it's important because this is someone who's quite serious about this job that they had to, not job, I don't want to call it a job, about this career and
career.
art, about this art.
Yeah.
And they actually went to school to study it.
Yeah.
I think, and also giving any respect to those people who have learned the skill on the go and learned it themselves.
Yeah.
But I appreciate so much someone who has gone to school, who has put the work and has, because that's who I am.
Yeah.
That's the process I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I even want to continue and do it further in a real fashion school, so that I learn the history and the techniques that great designers have been using, kama kina the big houses like the Schiaparellis, the Diors,
Beyond trends and aesthetics, what do you believe clothing says about us as human beings?
Beyond trends and aesthetics, what clothing says to us as human beings. I think clothing is what speaks for you when you enter in a room. So it commands presence. If you were as bold as Sophia, it talks about I think it tells your aspirations, the type of person you are, how you believe in yourself. It's all going to be visible through how you present yourself.
All right.
Yeah.
You can tell the audience where they can get your stuff, where they can get to chat with you.
Yeah. So you can find the brand Sophaya Studio official on Instagram. Okay, the brand Sophaya Studio on Instagram is Sophaya Studio _official. So Sophaya is SOPHAYA Studio official on Instagram. To buy our products, we don't have a physical store yet, but we are collaborating with different global online platforms, so you can buy our products on Ahia HQ and Ananse Africa. You can buy our products from those sites. You can also order directly from us, but anyway, we try to push the sales to those platforms. Yeah. And personally, you can find me at Sophisticated, where I share my art that is not the ready-to-wear art. So I do fashion editorials, I do exhibitions, that kind of stuff. I also, all my different types of arts. You'll find them at Sophisticated.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. A soft-spoken, sophisticated lady.
Oh yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah,
Thank
fire,
you so
see
much.
fire.
Fire, see fire, so
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. That was Sophia, Sophia Studios.
Sophia Studio.
Sophia Studios. That was Sophie from Sophia Studios, the founder and creative director. So you can check out Sophie at their social medias, Sophia Studio _official, and then the Sophisticated. You can always connect with her art there. Yes, ukicheki nimeng'ara hivi, there's a very spiritual designer behind this. She's called Ashley Njeri. Brand yake inaitwa Miss Njeri Fashion House. Check them out on the social media. Then this watch is from Waridi Eyewear. You can check their website, which is waridieyewear.co.ke. Then the social media is Waridi Eyewear. Then utapambwa tu venye mimi nimepambwa. And from us, it's always a goodbye until the next one. I've been your host, Sir Alex.